Good afternoon, everybody. We are Team Ford, and today we will be discussing about the company's global position and its current situation in the North American region. We'll also be analyzing its competitive factors, its global supply chain, and the challenges that the company will face in the post-COVID situation. My name is Raul Mendoza, and my partners are Ana Paula Terrazas, Francisco Sanchez, and Sebastián Rodríguez.
The global automotive industry. Ford is one of the global automotive brand leaders. The global automotive market share in 2019 was led the following three brands. Toyota by occupying 10.24% of the market, Volkswagen with 7.59%, Ford with 5.59%. The following global positions are occupied by Honda, Hyundai, Nissan, and Chevrolet. The main competing factors are low cost and function. In this map, we can see the different brands sell their products and services, but focusing on Ford, we can see that it is a medium standard level within the quadrant where it offers affordable prices, quality, and functionality in the Ford products. USMCA automotive industry. Ford belongs to the top three automotive brands within the USMCA region. In 2019, Ford occupied the second positions in the US market share. According to the Statista's analysis, the market share was led by the following brands. General Motors with 16.9%. In the second place, Ford with 14.1%, and Toyota occupying the third place with 14%. The following US positions are occupied by Chrysler, Honda, Nissan, and Hyundai. The most popular sold Ford vehicle in the region is the Ford F-Series pickup.
Ford has been one of the most important, prominent, and competitive companies within the automotive industry. The company has always focused on delivering the customers a sense of historical products through vehicles and safe and delivered a solid performance. The following are the main competitive advantages identified in the global Ford company. The first one is technological innovations. Ford spends a large amount of money on research and development every year. In 2019, the company invested 7.4 billion in research and development for its products. Ford tries to stand out from its competitors using these profile vehicles created more sustainable, cleaner, technological, safe, economical, and with a good performance. One great example for the for for the way they are implementing technology in the operations is the development of the new electric vehicles portfolio and investing in autonomous driving. Then we have the product range. Ford seeks to cover and meet the needs of all types of customers, which is why Ford, based in his high range vehicles, SUVs, crossovers, hybrid, commercial vehicles, trucks, vans, electric cars, and sport vehicles. In the past couple of years, Ford has presented a very increase in the demand of the light truck portfolio, which now represent a large portfolio on their sales. The third one is human resources management. In 2019, the company employed over 1,090 people worldwide. The company distinguished itself from the competitors for applying strategies to invest in their career growth and satisfaction, as well as responding to their community needs by responding through the diversity support and re-entry programs.
Next, we have the company's product and distribution capabilities. Ford is a global company, so its extensive distribution and production capabilities are a key resource for their global presence. The resources encompass 8 engineering, research, and development centers, over 55 manufacturing and assembly plants, and over 11,000 production concessionaires approx. Next, we have the company's brand image and marketing. Ford is a traditional and historical company. This is why they work on its brand image throughout its history and tradition. This has helped the company maintain a good reputation since it transmits trust, quality, accessibility, and experience. Then we have Ford's global presence. Ford has managed to increase its sales and its strong global presence thanks to the following items. Its great variety of vehicle range, as Ana Paula said, varying with regions in order to adapt to each of their needs. Historical reputation and continuous marketing strategies based on tradition. More than 11,000 worldwide dealerships, and its technological improvements in order to increase customer connection, such as digital appointments, home services, among others. And finally, we have Ford's tremendous supply chain management. Ford seeks to make its supply chain accessible to the company, but it does not forget that its customers need quality, and this is why its board supply chain is structured through suppliers around the world and build long-term relationships with those suppliers. Then optimization of processes that allow a reduction in costs with quality products and new and raw materials. And finally, the digitalization of key aspects of their logistics systems and supply chain through 3D, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technologies.
Then we have Ford supply chain. First one, we have the OEM. This is the original equipment manufacturers in the automotive industry that are brands that manufacturers everybody knows. This example is Ford. These manufacturers produce some of the original equipment, but their main strength is designing, marketing cars, and assembling the final product. Then we have the Tier 1. Tier 1 suppliers are those companies that supply parts or systems directly to the OEMs, like Autoliv airbags in this case for Ford. The main focus is the production of system or automotive grade hardware. They can work for several OEMs, but usually they work for one or a couple of them. The third one is the Tier 2. Tier 2 suppliers are those companies that supply parts or models directly to Tier 1 companies. They manufacture and supply products for a big number of automakers and non-automotive customers as well, like LG Chains that supplies batteries to Ford Tier 1s.
Okay, now it is important to mention that Ford uses the Aligned Business Framework, or as some others call it, the ABF, which is a method used to engage with the strategic key suppliers and to make responsible sourcing practices and environmental management. Ford has around 105 ABF suppliers, and by adding all these suppliers to its supply chain, Ford is able to evolve as a company by transforming their products into a global high-quality product. Now, Ford's ABF suppliers are divided into two: the production suppliers, or the Tier 1, and the indirect suppliers, it's Tier 2. Ford is looking ahead in the future and already has future plans for their supply chain. One great innovation that they will be applying is the insourcing its third-party logistics. Instead of relying on a provider to optimize and manage its logistics services, they will build up internal resources and roll out a new transportation management system called the TMS and an integrating planning structure. The second place, we have the lightening the load with 3D vanning. Vanning is a way of optimizing load planning using digital technology to find not only the best container sizes to use, but also the best way they should be loaded into pallets or into truck containers in order to save resources. And finally, the integration of artificial intelligence and blockchain practices in order to digitalize their supply chain and make their processes safer. Dos, tres. In the post-COVID scenario, especially with the introduction of 2021 and the new rules of origin of the USMCA region along with it, the automotive industry is expected to present many changes in its operations. For example, by this point of the year, the US has a manufacturing capacity of utilization of under 80%, which means this production is not running with their total human resources. By next year, and post-COVID situation, the companies will have to face a huge increase in their costs with the return of their 100% labor force and the sudden increase of salaries, which lead us to the first challenge.
The first challenge is increase in the wage cost. The induction of the new labor rules of a region, Ford will need to rearrange operations in order to comply with the 40 and 45% vehicle content being manufactured by a minimum 60 US dollars labor wage. This will not necessarily impact Ford in a big manner, since most of their cars in the region are already produced in the US. But it, it is still a big challenge for the company to recognize its large production that it's being manufactured with a large percentage in Mexico. Now, with an implementation with the USMCA, the rule of origin states that the minimum wage is $60 an hour for 40 and 45% vehicles content. In comparison, Canada has a minimum wage of 11.06 Canadian dollars an hour. In the US, it's $10.80 an hour, and in Mexico, it's only $5.4 a day.
Now, the search for new regional suppliers. This is a big matter. COVID-19 brought a very negative consequence for the automobile industry, but also left a big learning for manufacturers in the region. And it is that they should look for a closer distance relationship with their suppliers in order for them to avoid obstacles in times of need. Because of Ford's global size, it is known to have many suppliers around the world, specifically more than 1,400 suppliers and over 10 tiers in order to manufacture their final product. This is huge. Because of this and the new content rule of origin, which is 70 to 75% of the vehicle content needs to be made in the region. The company will need to restructure the supply chain by contacting regional suppliers. This will be a big challenge for the company since a supplier's restructure is not cheap at all. It takes time, and the new rules of origin will start to take place in 2021 in a very short period of time.
Increasing steel costs for manufacturing suppliers and operations. The new steel rule of origin states that minimum 70% of steel and aluminum per such needs to be made with suppliers within the region. An increase in the steel restrictions will very likely increase production costs for the region's auto manufacturers, since they will need to lower their foreign importation with cheap suppliers coming from China. This will be a big challenge for automakers since they will to face the decision of raising prices of automobiles. If prices increase a big percentage, the demand will be affected and sales will be lower. As we were able to see, Ford is one of the most important automotive brands in the world. In 2019, Ford occupied the number 2 position in the US market share, according to Statista's analysis. The most popular Ford vehicle in the region is the Ford F-Series pickup. The benefits that Ford always gives to his customers are that Ford has always focused on delivering the customers a sense of historical product through vehicles that are safe and delivered a solid performance. Also, Ford tries to stand out from the technological and its competitors using vehicles to create more sustainable, cleaner, technological, safe, economical, and with good performance. In the human resources management, Ford employed over 190,000 people worldwide. Ford has managed to increase its sales and its strong global presence thanks to the technological improvements to increase customers' connection. It will be challenging for Ford to play by these new USMCA rules, especially with the post-COVID situation, and they increase restoration and their supply chain. But with the new innovations that Ford is developing, such as a planned digitalization and better employed and customer satisfaction, they are able to offer a new type of quality service. Ford expects a good impact in their future projects.